day, you're watching Leadership TV News. I am Cynthia Onwado. Here are the news headlines. Court fixes October 29 to hear police suit against Sowore, others. Court grants Kanu request to summon Wike, Buratai, T.Y. Danjuma, others as witnesses. Dangote Group denies ownership of truck involved in Ondo fatal accident. Christian Youth Association faults presidential aid over genocide, killings, denials in Nigeria. Tinubu swears in Amupitan as new INEC chairman. Thanks for joining us. Here is the news in detail. The Federal High Court in Abuja has fixed October 29 for the hearing of the suit filed by the police against Omoyele Sowore and other conveners of the hashtag Free Nnamdi Kanu Now protest held on October 20. The suit, originally scheduled for October 20 for the respondents in the ex parte motion to show cause why interim order made by the court should be vacated, could not proceed. The hearing was stalled as a result of the protest which was held on the same day, crippling the court activities at the Federal High Court in Abuja. Justice Mohammed Umar had issued an interim order restraining Sowore and others from protesting for the release of Nnamdi Kanu in some sensitive areas in Abuja. Justice Umar barred the protesters from demonstrating around Asurok Villa, National Assembly, Force Headquarters, Court of Appeal, Eagle Square, and the Shehu Shagari Way, pending the hearing of the motion on notice. The judge also made an order of abridgment of time within which the respondents will respond to the application on notice to cause the ex parte order be set aside on Monday, the 20th of October 2025 at 9 a.m. before adjourning until October 20 for hearing of the motion on notice. The order followed the ex parte motion moved by the police lawyer Wisdom Madaki on behalf of the Federal Republic of Nigeria on Friday. The police force in the ex parte motion had sued Sowore, Sahara Reporters Limited, and Sahara Reporters Media Foundation as first to third respondents. The force also joined the Take It Back movement for the transformation of Nigeria, or any form of organization or persons acting with either express or implied instructions, or any other organization or group with a similar intention, and unknown persons as the fourth to fifth respondents, respectively. In their affidavit supporting the ex parte motion, Basti Ibitan, a police officer attached to a Directorate of Legal Services at the Force Headquarters Abuja, averred that if not granted, the protest might threaten national security. Sowore had planned to organize the protest for the release of Kanu, a detained leader of the proscribed indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB. A 2019 and 2023 presidential candidate of the African Action Congress, ACC, had mobilized for what he called a planned peaceful protest against Kanu's continued detention on October 20th. A number of persons were reported to have been arrested during the protest, including Kanu's special counsel, Aloy Ejimako, who is billed for arraignment on October 24th at a Kuje Magistrate Court in Abuja. Now, Justice James Omotosho of the Federal High Court Abuja has disclosed that the witness summons requested by Nnamdi Kanu to be issued against the Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, Nyesom Wike, and 22 others to give evidence in his terrorism trial have been signed and are ready for dispatch to the listed witnesses. Others whose summons have been signed and ready for delivery are Imo State Governor Hope Uzodinma, Lagos State Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu, and two former chiefs of Army Staff, General T.Y. Danjuma and Tukur Buratai. They are part of notable Nigerians listed by Kanu to be compelled by the judge to appear in court to give evidence in the terrorism charges slammed against him by the federal government since 2015. Justice Omotosho announced in the open court on Thursday that he had given effect to Kanu's request, signed the witness summons, and that they are available for him to collect and serve on the said witnesses as required. Kanu had, in a notice to defend filed on October 21st, listed the names of prominent Nigerians, including former and serving governors, ministers, military and security chiefs, as his intended witnesses, who he said should be compelled to attend court. The judge directed Kanu to pick up the witness summons and serve them individually as required by law to ensure quick response of the witnesses. At Thursday's proceedings, the detained leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB, Nnamdi Kanu, announced that he had fired all members of his legal team. Kanu, who announced the decision himself on Thursday, told the court that he was willing and ready to now conduct his own case by himself. At the resumed hearing in Kanu's terrorism trial on Thursday, the prosecuting lawyer Adegboyega Awomolo SAN announced his team for the prosecution. When it was time for the defendant's legal team to announce appearance, a leader of the team, Kanu Agabi SAN, stood up and told the court they were only present out of the respect for the court. Kanu said they were in court to formally announce their withdrawal from further participation in the trial. Agabi explained that the reason for their decision is because the defendant has taken this case back from us and we respect that. Now to other news stories. The Dangote Group have dismissed reports linking it to a truck involved in a fatal accident in Akungba, Akoko South West local government area of Ondo State on Wednesday. In a statement issued on Thursday, the company described the claims circulating on social media and in some online platforms as false and misleading, stressing that the vehicle in question did not belong to the Dangote Group or any of its subsidiaries. According to the statement, verified registration details showed that the truck identified by plate number JJ365XB is owned and operated by an independent logistics company with no affiliation to the Dangote Group. While expressing sympathy to those affected by the Akungba Cocoa accident, the company affirmed its commitment to road safety, regulatory compliance, and responsible corporate citizenship across all its operations within and outside Nigeria. Leadership earlier reported that the accident claimed about 10 lives when the truck suffered brake failure and rammed into shops, thereby crushing pedestrians to death. A coalition of Christian youth organizations has condemned the statement issued by the Special Advisor to the President on Policy Communications, Daniel Bwala, following his meeting with the leadership of the Christian Association of Nigeria, CAN, in Abuja, which denied genocide against Christians in Nigeria. The coalition, comprising the Odua Youth Democrats Congress, Middle Belt Youth Vanguard, and Progressive Congress, Concerned Christian Youth Forum, and the Southeast Congress for National Development, berated Bwala for misrepresenting CAN's position at the parley on the alleged persecution of Nigerians, or rather Christians, in Nigeria. Bwala, after his visit to CAN National Secretariat on Monday, was quoted as saying that Western media and the United States lawmakers were painting an inaccurate picture of the situation in Nigeria, insisting that the nation's security challenges were not religious in nature. The leaders of the groups, Chima Chukwu, Richard Light, James Adama, Innocent Bawa, Enoch Keller, amongst others, made their collective stands in a press briefing in Abuja. However, the convener of the Concerned Christian Youth Forum, James Paul Adama, speaking at a World Press Conference in Abuja on Wednesday, described Bwala's remarks as treacherous and misleading. Moving on now in the news, President Bola Tinubu has sworn in Professor Joash Amupitan as chairman of the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC. The swearing-in ceremony took place at the State House in Abuja on Thursday, a week after the Senate confirmed Amupitan's appointment on October 16th. President Tinubu charged the new INEC boss to protect the integrity of Nigeria's electoral process and strengthen the institution's capacity to deliver credible elections. Amupitan's appointment followed his confirmation by the Senate after a screening session that assessed his competence and vision for the commission. Finally, now on sports news, CAF has announced a new date for the Champions League second preliminary second leg tie between Rivers United and Mozambican side Black Bulls. The encounter, which was initially scheduled for Sunday, 26 November, will now take place on Saturday, 25th November. The reason for the change in date was not provided by CAF. The match will be played at the Godswill Akpabio International Stadium, Uyo, at 4 p.m. It will be recalled that Rivers United lost 1-0 to Black Bulls in the first leg. Rivers United needs to win by 2 or more goals to progress to the money-spinning group stage of the competition. That's all the news we have for you on Leadership TV. For more of our news stories, you can log on to our website, www.leadership.ng. Thanks for watching.
Thank you for watching. For sponsorship and advert placements, please contact 080-3688-6158. Last Word Leadership Podcast Studio. You have the last word. Thank you.